It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Malta, and it was kindly sent to us by Neil Long. Neil Long doesn't live in Malta. Some of you might think he lives in Malta because he's always sending me beer from Malta. But Neil Long is from Liverpool, but he loves to holiday in Malta. He's a craft beer fan, and when he's out in Malta, he's always looking for craft beer, always looking for decent stuff to drink, and he picks them up, puts them in his suitcase, brings them home to Liverpool, sends them then to me in Wales, which is a lovely gesture, it really is. Thank you, Neil. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. This is from Farsons Brewery, Farsons Cisk Brewery. So if you go to Malta, you will know that Cisk, C-I-S-K, is the kind of national lager drink of Malta. And this is their Hopleaf, Farsons Classic Brews, Hopleaf Pale Ale. Now, I get the impression with this beer, and I've not Googled nothing or Wikipedia'd anything, but I have the impression here that Farsons being the biggest brewery in Malta, there's a couple of craft breweries that have opened in Malta over the last few years, and they're probably taking a little bit of the market share away from Farsons. And I think this may be a reaction to that craft beer movement in Malta, them Farsons feeling that they should go to their back catalogue and brew something of old. And that's what I think has happened here, especially calling it Farsons Classic Brews, you know, just to kind of stamp their authority, just to say, hey, hang on a minute, all you young upstarts out there, we've been brewing beer in Malta since 1928, and we've been brewing some pretty decent stuff since 1928, and we have a big back catalogue to prove it. That's what I think's gone on here. So this is their Hopleaf, 330 milliliter can. It is ABV, oh, it must be small because I can't see it, 3.8% ABV. You almost get a sense of, you know, that 3.8% ABV. You almost get a sense of the brewery in Malta was kind of brought about by British people. It almost feels that way. The way that pale ale it sounds and looks, the ABV, certainly that 3.8% ABV. It's got a very kind of British regional brewery feel about it. How we brew, or how we used to brew our beer just a decade ago. This beer's got a one finger white head. Golden coloured beer in the glass. Good levels of carbonation as you rock the beer back and forth. Not much in the way of kind of sediment in the bottom of the glass. Looks pretty decent though. Looks pretty decent. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, that kind of, yeah, that definite kind of almost Shepherd Neame, Green King, Marston's. But fair play, hoppy. It's definitely got a nice hoppy feel to it. In the aroma anyway. There's a little bit of sweetness from the malt. It smells pretty good. Let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Cheers Neil. Oh yeah, that could be from toasty, a little hoppy, but that could easily be a beer. If I closed my eyes and was handed this beer, in a blind taste test, and you told me it was from Shepherd Neame or Green King, you know, no disrespect to these breweries whatsoever. You know, they brew pretty solid beers. But it's definitely got that kind of large regional, larger style beer aura, feel, taste to it. As you rock the beer back and forth, you can see that carbonation chasing the head of the side of the glass. It's got quite a nice biscuit malt taste to it. It's that kind of biscuit malt backbone that you get from British regional brewers. But I'm going to stop talking about British regional brewers now, because this is from Malta. This is a Maltese brew. I wonder, back in 1928 when this brewery opened in Malta, I wonder what the natives thought. I wonder what the local Maltese people thought of, you know, because they didn't have to build a big brewery out there when they went for it. Farsons, Sisk. I wonder what they thought when ales were being produced in Malta. I wonder how well received it was. It must have been quite well received, because they're still going today. A little bit sweet, biscuity, malty, slightly bready. Quite a nice, I would say, traditional hop finish on the back end. A little bit of bitterness biting through. Little bit of... It's almost... I spoke about this in a recent beer review. It's almost hard when you use traditional hops. It's almost hard because you definitely get a bitterness from traditional hops, but that flavour is almost like, it's very, very kind of easy just to go down the road of saying kind of like hedgerow hops, kind of like almost like a blackberry flavour, or a mixed dark fruit flavour that comes through from a traditional, say, British hop. Spicy, peppery, a little bit of stinging nettle coming through. That's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Would I buy it if it was in Malta? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm not a big fan of the Sisk Lager, I'll be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, I think 3.8% ABV. This would be my day drinking round the swimming pool type beer. And then in the evening, I might move on to the Farsons Double Red Ale, which is terrific. That one's nearly 7% ABV. It's a daily driver, this one. This is your round the swimming pool, relax, chill out. Don't want to get too piddled and not be able to swim in the swimming pool type beer, you know. So I think I'm going to say a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.